Coach, another missing person to update us on. No Thomas Chabot today.
Yeah, no, couldn't go today. We'll see tomorrow how he is. Hopefully he'll play, but if he doesn't, we got Mete.
Okay. Obviously, something in the game last night. Was it late in the game? I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure when he got dinged there, but certainly after games, sometimes it's worse. You know, it hurts worse than during the game with the adrenaline. Same for Connor Brown. You expect him to play, but we'll see again tomorrow.
I'm not sure if you want to reveal who your goalie is tomorrow, but I'm assuming you have a plan, and is part of the plan still to get Gus into a game at some point?
Yeah, Gus is going to play for sure one here in the next couple games. So whether it's tomorrow or Arizona, we haven't decided yet. So we'll make that decision here later today.
What did you like last night?
I like that we were able, the first period to start, I didn't think we were great. And that happens. I mean, I think you come back after a long road trip. It's been said for a long time that, you know, that first game home, you're not quite as sharp. And I was a little fearful of that. And I thought we were, but then I thought we turned it up real quick and got physical and built ourselves a lead. And ultimately, that's why you win the game. I mean, you can sit here and talk about, you know, things that we didn't do and the negatives, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win because we built a 3-0 lead.
Update on Chris Tierney at all? Like, do you expect him to maybe come back here in the next week?
At this point, we don't expect him in the next week. That's what I'm told, but we'll see as the week goes on.
And just in the last couple of games, you guys have played better, like Vegas, St. Louis, and obviously most of yesterday's game. How much of that is a correlation of getting Chabot and Zoo back together?
Well, I think they're good together, but I don't think that's the reasoning for it. I think we're playing way harder as groups of 5 all over the ice. I mean, I think Zub and Chabot play well together, and I think Zaitsev relishes in the role of shutdown with Holden. So everyone's kind of more in their natural spots. But, you know, the D hasn't been our issue. I think the nights when we're no good, we're not tracking back and helping the D. And, you know, when our forwards are playing the way they are and they're tracking and they're working and we're able to use 4 lines, we're able to play faster. And when we're able to do that, we're able to stay in games against the real good teams. And, I mean, I was just saying to one of the coaches today that, you know, Seattle, you know, it's an expansion team, you know, at the bottom of the standings. It's amazing where hockey's come as a whole compared to an expansion team in the, you know, the late 80s or 90s. You know, if they went in to play a good team, you know, a top-end team, they'd get blown out. And now, you know, what's a team in the bottom of the standings? I mean, that's a pretty good team in Seattle. I mean, there's no room out there. There's nowhere to go. They all have great, you know, they're really good players. You know, the whole league is so hard now, and anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah, you've had about 7 games of Colin White now. How would you assess where he's at now a couple of weeks in?
I think he's done some really good things offensively. I think he's been good on the power play. That line has found, you know, some legs and some chemistry. You know, he'll continue to play himself back into game shape, and this is a lot of games. So defensively and systems-wise, he'll continue to learn. But I think he gives us, you know, an offensive threat and a guy that, you know, he can shoot it certainly, but he's willing to go to the net, and you know that's a place not a lot of players in the league go, and when you go there, you get rewarded. And he'll go on the inside for us. So we needed a presence like that.
One of the lines that you've kept fairly consistent, certainly the last 3 games, and Adam Gaudette sat, I think, the game against Florida. What are you seeing from that trio that you like that's working, that involves all 3 players?
I really like Gaudette's game, to be honest. I think he needed a reset. Just in that Florida game, I think he was going good, and then you know you can slip and lose your confidence quickly. But I've liked his game away from the puck. He's working. You know, it hasn't gone in for him, but he's a streaky guy. Any given night, I think he could get you a couple. But Timmy and Formie have a ton of speed, and you have to respect that. And if you know you're going to put all your chips into shutting down Norris or Kachuk, you know, then you know they may get a little lesser pairing on the back end, and that's what you're hoping for. Is one of those 2 lines go off for you offensively.
I go back on your comments yesterday before the game. You said that you talked about the depth at center with Pinto, Norris, and Stutzla, saying that you're going to be solid for a few years. But if I may, does that put Colin White for the future?
Well, I mean, you need 4 lines, and I mean, is Whitey going to be? Typically, he's not your 4th line center kind of guy. Could he play the wing? Yeah, he can. So Timmy can play the wing too. So that's a good problem to have. I mean, everyone slots guys down the middle. You look at a guy, for example, like Cirelli. They win a Stanley Cup. He's their 2nd line center. A lot of nights, Cirelli will play the wing. You know, he'll go up with the top line and play the wing. And you've seen it with Stamkos, play the wing with Point. And so it's a good problem to have too many centers. And that's something we'll sort out, you know, as the health's there. But there's plenty of things you can do to move them around. You can never have enough guys that can play down the middle.
If you do take Shabbat out of the mix, how does that change things?
Well, I mean, you've seen us playing without Shabbat and us playing with Shabbat. You know, he came back in Minnesota, was single-handedly our best player. So, he breaks us out. He runs a power play. He does so many things out there. Leader, the whole bag of tricks. So we're not nearly as good a team without him, but it's pro sports. If he can't play, we go, you know, it's the next guy up, and that guy has to do the job. But it's a huge hole. It's not anything surprising, I think. I think everyone knows if he's not playing, we're not as good of a team.